When are you going to make another video on the Honda 300? Where is it at? Is it done? Are you still working on it? We need an update video. Well, guys, here's the video that y'all have been waiting on that I haven't made. I know it's been like 8 months, so let's get on with it. So first things first, I've been posting most of the update videos on my YouTube Shorts. That's where you'll see all the little bit that's going on behind the scenes, because really and truthfully, just a little bit has been going on here and there. I've been waiting on parts, slowly working on it in between jobs, and just doing everything that I can until we get ready for what's the main thing that we are waiting on to come in. Some of y'all haven't figured out yet. Most of my YouTube short videos that I've been posting lately have been posting all the little bit of updates that have been going on with this thing. The main thing that I'm waiting on is the motor that's going in it. But y'all do deserve an actual video or maybe a quick walk around of what this thing looks like now that the tires are on it versus just a YouTube Shorts video. So let's show you what's going on with it. Had to bust out the DJI mic so I get a little bit of better audio when I start using the other camera. Here you go. If you haven't seen the YouTube Shorts video, it does have rear steer. As you see right now, I got it in the crab walk position. I had to add 3-inch spacers to space out the tires some more because the rear tires were interfering with the shocks, so they no longer interfere with the shocks. But adding the spacers, actually, let me straighten this up, and it turns really easy, by the way. Adding the spacers gave it a little bit of a wider stance, which I do like, and the tires are, the portals stick out just a little bit, but the stance definitely helps this thing out a lot, I think. It just looks so weird seeing a 300 this tall. Now, I know I've seen Bailey's Fuller. That thing looks like a limousine and is badass, and he's on 60s. This bike is only on 56s. It does have 30-inch rims on it. I'm waiting on the free floater spin caps that are going to go on it. It's a 3-piece wheel, so it should look really good once the powder coat. What's crazy is it turns so easy, and it's just sitting here. Hang on. The tires are so close together. The back looks proportional. It comes with the fender well. The front isn't stretched that much. It's stretched 1.5 inches on the lift and then 1.5 inches on the portal plates, which is normal on the portal plates. But, guys, if you think about it, this is the easiest way to get up on this bike. You just stand, put one foot on the lug, one foot on the other lug, and then you just go ahead and hop on like that. And let me show you this. So the power steering is off, and with one hand, I can turn this thing. So I might have to put the power steering on a kill switch just to make sure I'm not burning up the battery. Also, as you can see, it is just ridiculous. It doesn't rub. It gets close. Let me hop back off. It does get pretty close to rubbing, but I don't think the suspension is going to flex enough for it to rub because this thing is stiff. And I understand this bike's probably been in the works for the past 4 years. It spent 2 years at Liberty Customs, nothing got done. And then I finally got it back in my possession, dropped it off to Whitney Lagar's, and he went ahead and finished it up for me. Got Heim joints just everywhere. We got Fox shocks front and rear. If you've seen the last video, you know I got power steering. Of course, I got the winch up front. These King Cobra axles are not the biggest one that Cobra makes because I went ahead and opted to keep the Honda 300 front diff. Yeah, I know, probably not a smart choice. These are Razor 1000 8-inch portals. They're the 45% gear reduction just because you could buy the Ranger rear steer kit. So this is the Ranger rear steer kit from Super ATV. I know a lot of stuff has a lot of surface rust on it. Don't worry. This is a Polaris Razor 800 or no Polaris Razor 900 front diff with a locker in it, so it's so to treat it like a rear diff. There's the drive shaft, comes into the motor. Keep it simple, obviously. These are Zycotic Fabrications 30-inch wheel. It's a 3-piece, so I can powder coat this. This is the actual structural part. Waiting on the free floating spinner caps as we get closer to powder coating this thing. Got a rear winch. If you've seen on the last video or some of the shorts that I do have on it, The rack has an ice chest mount to it where the ice chest just sits nice and top on the winch. As far as this, I'm just going to put like a tow hook on the rear. And if you've seen the other 300 that is smaller than this one, it's got a custom wiring harness in it. I got buttons up here. I plan to do the same thing with this one. And let me show you what I got going on with the front rack. So obviously for the rear steer, you need a hydraulic pump. So the hydraulic pump for this is mounted right underneath the oil cooler. And it's just mounted on the top rack. So that's what the front's going to look like. Of course, I got to figure out what I'm going to do as far as speakers. A little update on the stators. I got them back. They're on the shelf. The stators that I sent off to Rick's, they were not able to make a higher output stator for this bike, which kind of sucks, but hey, it is what it is. So I'm going to run a dual battery setup, if not another battery if I can, since I'm going to have a little bit more room in this bike to work with some stuff. Let's talk about the motor. The motor that's going in this bike, Jake is building it off the Honda 300 Club, and it's going to be something, it's going to be a motor that no one has ever seen on a Honda 300. The thing with this bike, I did not want to, I'm not going to say cheat. I love Bailey's Fuller, his 300 that he built, but I wanted to keep this a Honda 300 motor. Yes, there are some concerns with the frame on this bike. This bike, let me make this clear now before I do get the bike fully put together. This is not a bounty hole bike. This is strictly just to be unique, ride around, hit some water trails with it, drink, have a good time. This bike you will not see in a bounty hole. Unfortunately, guys, I'm sorry. It'll go through a little bit of mud, but I just like to trail ride and ride through water. So this bike is going to have a custom, fully built, I cannot wait to show y'all, a fully custom built Honda 300 motor that y'all can't even believe. What Jake is doing is unreal, and I cannot wait to show y'all, but that is for another time. This is as much as I've gotten done on this four-wheeler. So keep an eye out for the YouTube shorts. As little stuff comes in, I'll post little sneak peeks until the next video, which is hopefully test driving this thing. Just slowly waiting on parts and getting stuff done. Stay tuned.